what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 1996 Mitsubishi Pajero Junior ZR2. Up front is a 1.1 liter inline 4 and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Pajero Junior for two reasons. First of all, I think it looks friggin' sweet. It's meant to mimic the Pajero Evo, but the second reason is that I actually drove a Pajero Mini many years ago. And so I'm excited to get back in the seat of one of these and show off its, well, cooler sibling. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackcradle.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. As well as a huge thank you to Nomad Imports here in Flint, Michigan for allowing me to take out their Pajero Junior. I'll talk a lot about them towards the end of the video, but if you have any interest in Japanese imported cars, Nomad Imports is your place to go. But let's get back to that 1.1 liter under the hood. Well, the Pajero Mini that I drove was a K vehicle, meaning it conformed to a certain height, length, and width requirement, as well as it only had an engine displacement of 660 cc's. This car breaks those rules. Although it is based off of the Pajero Mini and shares a lot of its interior and exterior parts with it, because of the wider body kit, it actually breaks the rules, and so they ended up putting a larger engine into it because they could. It no longer conforms to the K car legislation. So it is a lot torquier, it's a little bit more powerful than the Pajero Mini, even though this is naturally aspirated. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's fine, it does the job. It's more enthusiastic to drive, I guess I would say, but I'm still having a good time. Like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed manual, and that is what's creating that enthusiastic drive. Really, really great in and out of gear. The shifter is super, super notchy, and I love the feeling of it. Last but not least, of course, the Pajero is 4-wheel drive. It is all-round 4-wheel drive. And I just want to make sure that you know that I didn't misspeak. No, this is actually called all-round 4-wheel drive. I think they meant all around, but the translation just got a little muddy. How does it feel to drive the Pajero Junior ZR2? It's fun. It is small, so if you're a larger person like me, sitting in here, you might be a little bit cramped, as I am today. But like I said, the shifter's on point. The 1.1 liter is a little sluggish, but it's not terrible. The car is so little that you don't really need all that much to get you going. Visibility out the front is really, really good. Steering is on point, and it's a good experience. I pleasantly enjoyed piloting this automobile. It doesn't sound happy to rev out. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yeah. I'm giving it all she got, Captain! However, with that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 2 gauges and some warning lights. Off to the left is my speedometer, in the center is my fuel and coolant temperature, and off to the right is my tachometer. The steering wheel looks a lot more modern than 1996. I think this would pass for a 2005, which is really nice to see. Mitsubishi wasn't always on the cutting edge in terms of design. However, this steering wheel looks like it was. Off to the right, we do have our climate vent, fog light switch, and power mirrors, as well as a little cubby down below. And moving on to the door, we get power windows. In this classification of car, in this era, we didn't see a whole lot of power windows. A lot of crank windows to save weight, to save money, things like that. And so seeing power windows is definitely a very, very nice treat. Moving into the center, we have a little cubby up at the top, 2 climate vents, our rear defrost, and our hazard switch. And then we have our climate controls. Where to send it off to the left, fan speed and AC in the center, and temperature off to the right. All very basic, but very useful. And then we have an aftermarket Kenwood radio. And I know I normally don't talk about these radios because they're aftermarket, and so every car is going to be different. I just want to tip my cap to Kenwood. Not only is it in Japanese, but it has some of the coolest demo graphics I've ever seen in a radio. You don't normally see this, and so that's kind of fun to see. Down below that, however, we do have pop-out cup holders, so we will in fact do a big friggin' bottle test here in the Pajero Junior, something we didn't do in the Pajero Mini. That was before that era, and it fails. I didn't expect it to pass, but seeing any cup holders at all is a very welcomed sight. Then we do have our ashtray and cigarette lighter, and of course the shifter. Like I said, super notchy. Bushings are wonderful. Very fun to row in and out of gear, and I think the shift knob looks decently presentable. And we do have the little shift pattern down at the bottom in case you forgot. And we do have our four-wheel drive settings, handbrake, and a little organizer that does have a cup holder looking thing at the back, but trust me, I already tried. It fails the big friggin' bottle test. The seats are comfortable. There's just not a whole lot of space inside the cabin, so don't expect a Rolls-Royce experience out of the Pajero Junior. However, I think it is decent. Like, the actual seat itself is comfortable. I just wish I had more right leg room, but beggars can't be choosers, and that's okay. However, we do have back seats, although I'm dreading it. Let's hop into the back and do a backseat review. God. Worst part of the job. Well, it was easier than I thought, but still not easy. Getting back here, I don't think there's any prayer of this seat going. Yeah, it won't even lock into place. Not good back seats. As you can see from this footage right here, not very big, not very spacious. To be expected out of a little car like this, which is fine. However, they actually did leave some cargo space behind me, which we'll talk about in a second, but a lot of vehicles in this segment don't. You either get back seats or you get cargo space. This does do both, but it's sort of a master of none situation where there's not enough cargo space to really call it adequate. There's also not enough legroom back here to call this adequate. I wish they would have picked one or the other. Totally fine if they didn't. I don't run Mitsubishi, shockingly, I know. But anyway, let's hop into the back. We'll talk about that minuscule cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. Right around the back of the Pajero Junior, we do have a big handle down here. And like I said, it's sort of a master of none situation. However, you pull these tabs, and now you have a ton of trunk space. I would say more trunk space than my modern 2019 Mazda 3 hatchback, of course, before you put its seats down. But still, I mean, that's plenty of space. I like this big swing door. I also love the mirror tint, the sort of Lexus style mirror tint, pretty cool. But overall, it's fine back here once you put the seats down. Just don't anticipate going on a road trip with 4 of your closest friends. But you'll be a lot closer after that, I promise you that. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is where the ZR2 really, really shines. It looks fantastic, and it does sort of mimic the Pajero Evolution body kit, which I would love to drive one of those, but I haven't yet. I'll have to suffice with this. I love it. I think this thing looks absolutely awesome. It's really, really cool, really good looking, and I just think it looks so much sportier than it actually is. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Pajero Junior ZR2? It's fun. And that's the best thing about it, is that this car is just fun. Does it perform super well? No. Is this the fastest off-roader? No. But I miss this era, especially with Japanese cars, where they were just having fun. At the Mitsubishi factory, they literally said, hey, we have this bonkers SUV that's a global sensation. Everyone knows about it. Everyone loves it. What if we just made a small, cool-looking version of that? What if we made a junior version of it? It doesn't have to have the crazy souped up engine. It doesn't need the crazy suspension and roll cage. It just needs to look the part. Let's just do something fun, something that someone can drive to university and just get a little chuckle. Oh, they built this, and it does that very, very well. It just is fun. It's just fun. And I love driving vehicles like that don't really care about checking a box. They don't have to do this. They don't have to do that. They're not trying to conform to one thing or another. They're just built for fun. And this car is just built for fun. You smile when you look at it. You smile when you drive it, although you're not doing the speed limit. But you're smiling, and that's all that matters. I love this little car, if for anything else than just the looks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Nomad Imports in Flint, Michigan. They have been so kind, so courteous. They're really, truly car enthusiasts at heart, and that is all that matters in this business. They will find the right car for you. If you want to import them, you can contact them. They have connects over in Japan, or if you want to browse their inventory, it's found in the description below. I highly recommend it. This has been one of the best filming experiences with any importer I've had. They really are truly something special, and please, please, please go check them out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.